What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and this is a very different video. I got this idea from my friend Nate Hale. I will link his channel down below, and he's a great friend of mine. He actually came up with this idea. He made a video for it, and I figured that I would capitalize on it and steal his idea. I asked Nate if I could, and he said that that's fine. So this is going to be me ranking every single franchise that I've ever seen and basically putting them in tiers. Now, I've created my own tier list, and you'll see what the tiers are named and everything in a little bit. I want to kind of clarify a few things before I start this video. Number one, this is my list, okay? This is not going to include epic franchises like The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, and the reason for that is I've only ever seen the first two Lord of the Rings films. I'm in the process right now of watching the Lord of the Rings franchise for the first time, which I will also be making a video on that. And so you will not see the Lord of the Rings on here because I've only seen two of the movies. Now, every franchise, I have to at least have seen the majority, except for if there are three movies in the franchise, because if there are three, then I have to see all of them. So I'm going to include a lot of franchises on here that it's been a while since I've seen them, and some of them are really terrible, some of them are really great. And so I just want you to understand that my appetite as a film goer has only really just recently been more and more inclined to great stuff. And when I was younger, I was very impressionable, and I watched some things that I definitely wish I never had seen. But anyway, guys, this is going to be my tier ranking for all the franchises I've seen. If you would like to create a video, and if you would like to create your own tier list ranking your franchises, link it down below in the comments section. I would love to see what you guys think about the franchises, and also I'd love to see what you guys think about this video, so make sure you give this video a like so I can do more videos like this in the future if you guys enjoy it. Okay, we are all good to go here. So here's my my tier list. So starting off at the top, these are for the best of the best franchises. We have the greatest things since sliced bread. You obviously know one of the series that I'm going to put in greatest things since sliced bread. I'll let you guys comment down below what you think that is. The second tier is You Were So Close, What Happened? And then we have All Right, All Right, All Right, the Matthew McConaughey tier right there. And then we have You Ugly But Tolerable and This Is Why I Cry Myself to Sleep. You could probably name a couple of franchises that you've seen that you could probably put in that tier. Anyway, guys, let's get it started with Alien, the Alien franchise. You know, this is a franchise that has some really great films, Alien, Aliens, and then it has some movies like Alien 3 and Alien 4 and AVP, even though the first one is a guilty pleasure to me. So I'm just going to put this in the all right, all right, all right. I think that this is one of those franchises that could definitely be a lot better, but unfortunately you get some stinkers in this franchise. I do think the latter movies are okay, especially Covenant. I thought that was pretty good. Prometheus, American Pie, we're going to also put this in all right, all right, all right, because I do have fun with some of these movies. I do enjoy the first slate of films with the original cast, including American Reunion, but in the middle you get really horrible movies like Naked Mile and Book of Love and all that stuff. So the American Pie franchise, when they stick to the main cast, it's a lot more fun and it's a lot better of a franchise. Then we have Annabelle. Annabelle is going to be in You Ugly But Tolerable because essentially the first movie sucks. It's one of the worst horror films I've seen in the past like decade. The second movie is fantastic. It might actually be up there with, you know, probably my second favorite Conjuring film. The third movie, well, it's not good. It's a guilty pleasure for me, but it's still not a very good franchise. Avengers, we're going to put this in You Were So Close, What Happened? I know a lot of people are probably pissed off at me, but guess what? It's my list, okay? Age of Ultron is the only one that I think is just not living up to standard. Back to the Future, we could just go ahead and put this in greatest things since sliced bread. In your face, Nate. Go watch Nate's video, you'll see why. Nate knows I love him, and he knows that I'm just kidding. We have Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. This is also going in greatest things since sliced bread. I mean, look, this is a trilogy that, yeah, Dark Knight Rises, I think, gets some unnecessary hate. Because I actually really like The Dark Knight Rises. I think my least favorite is Batman Begins, but it's still such a stellar film. And all three of the movies in this franchise, I think, are just so awesome. Then we have the original Batman franchise. You know what? I'm going to put this in You Were So Close, What Happened? Because guess what? I love those first two Batman films. Batman Begins, love them. Look, okay, Joel Schumacher, yes. The Batman and Robin, that movie sucks. And Batman Forever is a guilty pleasure for me. It's not a good movie, but I have fun watching it. And Batman and Robin, I have the same exact joy because you could take those movies and realize just how stupid and ridiculous they are and have so much fun with them. The Captain America trilogy, and we're also going to put that in You Were So Close What Happened. Winter Soldier, I've said it in ad nauseum on this channel, is my all-time favorite MCU film, but I think the first Captain America, to me, is very overlooked for good reason. Almost a cut, copy, paste, formulaic origin story. Then we have the Child's Play franchise. I'm going to go ahead and put this one in all right, all right, all right. Then we have Cinderella franchise. I'm going to go ahead and put this in You Ugly But Tolerable. I don't really care for the sequels. The first movie is fine. I don't think it's one of my favorite Disney films. The redundancy that we see with the Cinderella character in the story, and there's like freaking 800 Cinderella films out there played by Selena Gomez and freaking Demi Lovato. It's like, enough's enough, and so I'm going to put that in You Ugly But Tolerable. DCEU, I did not include the MCU, but I did include the DCEU because I do feel like the MCU, there's way too much to cover, and I don't really want to get into that. Whereas the DCEU, I think that there's just enough films there to really make it a franchise worth mentioning in this video, and also because it's technically not really still going on. So the DCEU, we're going to put this in You Were So Close What Happened, because there are a lot of films that I really enjoy in this little universe. Man of Steel is my all-time favorite comic book film. Wonder Woman is fantastic. Batman v Superman, it has its flaws, but it does have some stinkers. Suicide Squad is pretty awful. You're going to see bias in this video, okay? This is just for fun, so do not get heated. The Deadpool franchise, which there are 3 movies. Deadpool, Deadpool 2, and Once Upon a Deadpool. I'm going to add that in here because I can, and I'm going to put it in You Were So Close What Happened. I think the first film is awesome. The second movie, I think, is just as well. I know a lot of people don't like the second movie. I do think that there are some issues with it. Once Upon a Deadpool, not really needed, not necessary. It's got some fun moments. I think Deadpool needs to be an R-rated franchise moving forward. I just don't think it works in a PG-13 type of scale. Then we have the Despicable Me franchise. I'm going to go ahead and put this in all right, all right, all right. Dumb and Dumber, there are 3 movies because there's that one that's like a prequel film after the original. And I'm going to go ahead and put this one in You Ugly But Tolerable because the only one that's worth watching is the first one. Then we have the Fast and Furious franchise. I'm not a big Fast and Furious guy. I'm going to go ahead and put this in all right, all right, all right. I think there are some fun movies. I think the series gets more and more ridiculous as it goes on. And you kind of just are like, okay, what's the next biggest thing that they're going to try to do? Because that's all the franchise really has. It doesn't really have anything interesting about it. Then we have the Final Destination franchise. I'm going to put You Ugly But Tolerable. Don't really remember most of the movies. I watched them when I was younger. I think the first one was an okay film. It had some really interesting ideas, but it was never a franchise that I truly liked, and I don't think it's a franchise I'd ever really go back to watch. The Friday the 13th franchise, we're going to go ahead and put this in all right, all right, all right. Like, some of these movies are iconic for me. These were staples of my childhood. When you're talking Final Chapter, when you're talking, the original Friday the 13th, Part 2, Part 6, Jason Lives, and even possibly like Jason Goes to Hell. I had a lot of fun with this franchise. I remember me and my friend Roy, back when I was a youngster, we'd go to our local like Video King, which is kind of like Blockbuster in my small town, and we'd go and rent like Freddy vs. Jason over and over and over and over again, like every single weekend. And same thing with like Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. And Jason X is terrible, but I had a lot of fun with it, and it was a great, iconic staple to my childhood. And so for that reason, I'm going to put it in all right, all right, all right, because it is a pretty bottom-of-the-barrel franchise, but I have some nostalgia with it. And I own all of the movies because I enjoy watching them. They're fun movies to watch on Friday the 13th and during Halloween time. The Monster Universe, Godzilla, King Kong, this is the new universe that's been created. We're going to go ahead and put this one in You Ugly But Tolerable. To me, the only one that I think is really good is Kong Skull Island. I think Godzilla is okay, but I think that they focus way too much on the human characters when I just want to see big monsters duke it out. That's all I want to see. The Halloween franchise. This one's tough for me because the original Halloween is my all-time favorite horror film. It's in my top 5 favorite films. It is a classic. To me, it's a perfect horror film. It really creeped me out when I was a kid. It has amazing use of tension and suspense. The score is probably my all-time favorite score, even over Star Wars. But a lot of the movies in the franchise, I just hate. I love Part 4. Part 4 to me is the best sequel. It is one of my favorite slasher films. I'm going to go ahead and put this one in alright. I think that just because of my love for the first film. Harry Potter, yeah, let's just go ahead and put this in Gray Sinks and Sliced Bread. Do I really need to explain more? It's freaking Harry Potter. It's iconic. It is a cultural phenomenon. I'm not like a big Potterhead, but I respect what this franchise has done for nerd and geek cultures. I am a man. I put High School Musical on here, okay? I am a man. I gotta own up because I have seen all 3 of these movies. And this is going to be the first. This is why I cry myself to sleep. We're all in this together, aren't we, Wildcats? You're right at the bottom where you belong. Hotel Transylvania. I have fun with these movies. We're going to go ahead and put these in. You Were So Close, What Happened? I really like this franchise. I think it's one of the most entertaining, one of the most hilarious animated franchises out there. I really enjoy these characters. I really enjoy kind of the spoofiness of it. The House of a Thousand Corpses. Why is that on here? Because, well, technically this is the first part of the Firefly trilogy from Rob Zombie, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in, and this is why I cry myself to sleep. I think Rob Zombie is not a very good writer. He has written all of his movies. This is a big mistake. The guy, I think, can be a very good director if he was given someone else's script. This guy writes nothing but trash and filth, and it's really just white trash, blue collar, just garbage crap that it just doesn't have any right to be in any film. Devil's Rejects is his best film, but that's not saying a lot because I really don't like Devil's Rejects. Tired of seeing Sheri Moon Zombie, okay? She cannot act to save her life. I know she's your wife, but she is a terrible actress. How to Train Your Dragon. We're going to go ahead and put this in Greatest Things Since Sliced Bread. I love this franchise. I was just saying, it's one of the best, if not arguably the best trilogy of animated films. Now, I know Toy Story is up there in the conversation as well. I'll let you guys decide that. But How to Train Your Dragon, this is a fantastic franchise that knows exactly what it is going for. It hits all the emotional moments at the right time. And they're really entertaining movies. They're charming. They're everything that you want them to be. And it's just the definition of a Greatest Things Since Sliced Bread franchise. The Indiana Jones franchise. We're going to go ahead and put this in You Were So Close, What Happened? I love Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's my favorite Indiana Jones film. Last Crusade is right up there with it. I think those are the 2 best films in this franchise. Temple of Doom is a little cheesy. And we won't talk about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Let's just move on, okay? Iron Man. We're going to go ahead and also, we're going to throw this one actually in the, I don't know. All right, You Were So Close, What Happened? It's like, all right. And I've really been debating this one. This is one of the hardest ones to rank because I think that this is a trilogy that could have been a lot better. The Jumanji franchise. We're going to put this also in all right. Jurassic Park. Oh, buddy. Oh, man. Oh, me and you. We're going to go ahead and put you... okay, we're going to put this in You Ugly But Tolerable. Okay, the first Jurassic Park is one of my all-time favorite films. I feel like I've said that a lot. But the sequels are not good. Jurassic World, I can have fun with. I think that it's an okay movie. I think that Chris Pratt really saves it. Just his charisma and his persona saved the film. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I don't like. You should have left it at the first movie and that's it. Kung Fu Panda. We're going to go ahead and put this also in You Were So Close, What Happened? Great animated trilogy. I can't really see myself putting it in Greatest Things Since Sliced Bread, so that's why it's left out, but it's a great franchise that's a lot of fun. Moving on, Men in Black, You Ugly But Tolerable. The first Men in Black, I love. Nightmare on Elm Street. We're going to put this in all right. There's only like 3 good movies in the entire franchise, and there's like 8 or 9 movies. A lot of the movies in this franchise are either boring or terrible. Freddy's Dead is probably the worst horror film I've ever seen in my life. Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm kind of just basing this on the first 4 movies. I have not seen the 5th one, but I've watched enough Pirates of the Caribbean to know exactly how this franchise is, and I'm going to say You Ugly But Tolerable, because I think the only good movie in this franchise is the first one. We have the Predator franchise. Predator, we are going to put this in also You Ugly But Tolerable, because I think the first movie is the only one that's good. Again, this is the issue. The only one that's good is the first movie, but it seems like they just have to keep capitalizing on that success of the first movie, and they go back to the well. Now, I do have some love for Predators. I think it's not a bad movie. The bad of this franchise really weighs it down more than the good. The Rambo franchise, another You Ugly But Tolerable, because I don't really care about this franchise. Then we have the Rush Hour franchise, another nostalgic franchise for me. I'm going to put this in all right. I grew up as a kid watching these movies. Haven't watched them in a long time. I probably wouldn't like them as nearly as much as I did when I was a kid, but it's one of these franchises that is nostalgic for me, so I gotta go with it. Santa Claus trilogy, there's some nostalgia here. I'm gonna say all right. I watched these movies with my mom, okay? I got to spend some time with my mama, and because of that, I'm gonna put this in all right. And you can hate me all you want, you can laugh at me, spit in my face. I think these movies are just fine, okay? They're just fine. They're fun. Saw, You Ugly But Tolerable. When I was a kid, I used to love this franchise because to me, I felt rebellious watching them. They're very gory and just bloody, and I haven't watched a Saw movie in years. I mean, it's been a long time. The Scary Movie franchise, all right. I get a kick out of these movies. They're stupid. Yes, they're really stupid. They're dumb spoof movies, but I get a kick out of them. I think that the humor sometimes works. Sometimes it's terrible, but honestly, I gotta be honest. I kind of had fun with these movies while they lasted. Shrek to me is one of the most underrated and overlooked franchises, and that's why it's going in You Were So Close, What Happened? Sleepaway Camp. I love the first movie, okay? I love the first movie. But boy, oh boy, do I hate those sequels. I hate them. If you have not seen the original Sleepaway Camp, yes, it's cheesy. Yes, it's a B movie. Yes, the acting and dialogue is very atrocious, but I promise you, the twist at the end of this film will blow your mind. The Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, and you know what? I don't care what any of you guys say. I'm putting this in greatest things since sliced bread. Spider-Man 3 is such a bad movie. I love it. Is it goofy? Yeah, it's very goofy. Is it good? No. But I'll tell you what, I would go back and watch that movie any day of the week. Already getting hate comments, I know it, but I don't care. I like Spider-Man 3. Star Wars. This shouldn't even be on here because, let's be honest, this is greater than anything. If you guys know my channel, if you guys know who I am, it's obvious. Even with crappy movies like Rise of Skywalker, I'm still throwing shade at that movie. It's still the greatest thing since sliced bread because Star Wars is my life. It's what made me love movies, and it's my franchise. It's my franchise. That's it. That's all I gotta say. I'm moving on. Evil Dead. We're going to go ahead and put this in all right. There's some fun in this franchise. I think that the first movie I remember scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. Like one of the only movies that ever really scared me. The second movie is a lot of fun. Army of Darkness, I don't really remember it that well. I know I've seen it just once in my life. And I even really like the Evil Dead remake. You know what? I'm talking myself into it. I'm going to go ahead and put this in You Were So Close, What Happened? Just talking about this, I don't have one single negative thing to say about this franchise. I don't. Then we have The Hangover. Oh, man. Let's see. You Ugly But Tolerable. Because the first movie is one of my favorite comedies. The other two movies suck. Human Centipede. Oh, boy. Nick, you watched The Human Centipede. Yeah, I did. And let me just say that as a young boy, I was very impressionable. You see, there was this show that I really liked called Tosh.0. And in the show, Daniel Tosh talks about this movie called The Human Centipede. And so my family, we all decided one day, Thanksgiving, we're all going to sit down and watch The Human Centipede. And what a mistake it was. It was disgusting. It was everything that, Daniel Tosh warned us it was going to be. And, I didn't listen. Then, you're probably thinking, Nick, if you watched the first movie and it was so horrible, why would you watch the second movie? You see, well, one day, I was house sitting for a couple of friends, right? Sitting there, on Netflix, kind of bored, literally nothing to do. And I'm just sitting there and scrolling through Netflix, and I come across The Human Centipede 2, okay? Now, the first thought that came to my little impressionable brain was, I watched the first one. I guess I gotta watch the second one, right? And then I also thought to myself, well, I've already dug down that barrel once. How deeper can I go? And then, oh boy, does it get deep. It gets way deeper. And it's ugly. It makes you feel like you need to go and bathe yourself in chemicals for hours and rip off all your skin. That's how it makes you feel. And then you're probably thinking, well, Nick, why'd you watch the third one? Well, because dang it, I already watched the other two. I gotta finish the franchise. See my issue, guys? Do you see my problem? The Mummy, You Ugly But Tolerable. Honestly, I don't remember this franchise. The first one was the only one that I remember was good. It was like serviceable goods. Terminator franchise. Oh boy, I'm gonna go ahead and put you in all right. I love the first Terminator and T2. The rest of the franchise sucks. Thor, I'm gonna put this in all right also, along with Iron Man, because the only one that I actually really like is Thor Ragnarok. Thor the Dark World is the worst MCU film. Toy Story, we're gonna go ahead and put this in the greatest things since sliced bread. What's there to say about the Toy Story franchise that has not been said? And you know what, Nate? You know what? Toy Story 4 is a great ending to the franchise, and I love it just as much as I love the other three. Eat that, Nate. I'm looking at you, Nate. Right there, right through the lens. I can see you. I know you're crying right now. You're so angry with me. You're just gonna stop being my friend. But you know, Nate, you know, this is what you get. This is a very different video, guys. I apologize. I'm just having a lot of fun. All right, then we have Transformers. This is why I cry myself to sleep. I don't like this franchise. I think Bumblebee is a pretty good movie. Like, the first one is the best one, but I don't even really like that movie. These movies suck. The Unbreakable trilogy. I don't know essentially what this trilogy is called. I don't even remember. I don't think it's called the Unbreakable trilogy, but that's what I'm calling it. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in all right. You know, I really love Split, and I think Unbreakable is a very good movie, but Glass, man, what a misstep, what a misfire. Just, you should have left it alone. The twist is so stupid and makes zero sense. X-Men, you were so close to what happened. I love this franchise. I really love this franchise. Logan is my favorite X-Men film. But you have great films, not just Logan, but you have X2, you have the original X-Men, you have X-Men Days of Future Past, First Class. There are some stinkers in the pile, sure. Dark Phoenix is not very good. X-Men 3 The Last Stand, not good. Apocalypse, it's an abomination that they messed up that storyline, because that's one of my favorite storylines in comics. There are things about the franchise that I just don't like. To me, there are more things about this franchise that I love. That's it. That is my tier list for every franchise I have seen. Anyway, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know by clicking that like button and sharing it with a friend. Also, subscribing to the channel also really helps. And hit that notification bell so you know every time that I'm posting a video. I'm going to post Nate's video link down below. This was his idea, and I appreciate him allowing me to use this idea for my video. Stay tuned. I have a lot of videos coming up this week. One of them is going to be talking about the Lord of the Rings franchise, as I am watching it for the first time in my life. I know, I'm a huge film fan. How could I not have seen the Lord of the Rings franchise? I will talk a little bit about that in that video. I'm really excited to talk about this franchise because I freaking love it. I really love it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay healthy.